Are you wondering how you can create a simple and beautiful piano accompaniment? In this video, I want to teach you 3 simple steps you need to start playing your own accompaniment to sing along or have fun jamming with a singer. And if you'd like to have the PDF version of this video to help you implement these steps at home, you can download it for free just down below in the description. So to share these 3 steps with you, I'll be using the song The Scientist by Coldplay. Alright, so the first step to create a beautiful accompaniment is to learn the chords. So in The Scientist, it's pretty easy. We have 4 main chords. So we're gonna have D minor 7. So it's D, F, A, and C. We have B flat major, B flat, D, and F. We have F major, F, A, and C, and we have F sus2. So we're replacing the third by the second, like this with the G. And later in the song, you're also gonna have a C major, C, E, and G, and we have a C/F, like this in the chords. Alright, so you really need to start by playing the chords in the root position to just know what chord you're going to be playing. So just like I did, you go through all the chords, and then when you're comfortable with the notes for each chord, you start learning the chord inversion of these chords. So if I start with the D minor 7, by the way, if the 7th note is too difficult for you, you can just play the triad chord to start, and when you're ready, you can add the 7 on the top. But if I just simply learn the chord inversion, I can go up and down the piano just like this to be sure that you know how to play all these options. And you can do that for each of these chords. So that would be one of the things you need to start doing if you're not familiar with chord inversion yet. Then, to make sure that you know what chord you're going to be using for this song, you just follow the structure of the song and you play the chords in the chord inversion in the right order, just like in the song. So, for example, we have D minor. So let's use this inversion for D minor. Then, there's no tempo here. I'm going to go to B flat. Alright, so this one going here. You could also go on the top here. Both options are good. Then to F. And then we have F sus2 like this. Great. Let's keep going. So we have D minor 7, B flat, F, F sus2. And you go on and on like this. So in this case, it's pretty simple because it's always going to be the same chords. A little bit later, we have actually the F sus2, the C/F before going back to the D minor 7. But you really want to go through the whole song like this. No tempo, just following the structure and playing the chord. So this is the first step, learning how to play the chords of the song you want to play. And just as a reminder, if you'd like to have the PDF version of this video, you can get it down below in the description for free. Alright, we're now at step 2. So you can only move on to step 2 when you're comfortable with the chords and the chord inversion. And for step 2, this is where we're going to figure out the rhythm. What rhythm are we going to be using? What comping are we going to be adding? So, to figure this out, just start by listening to the original song. What style is it? Is there any rhythm that stands out in the song? In the case of The Scientist, it's a pop ballad and it has a very easy piano pattern in 8 notes in the song. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be using the pattern that is already in the song. By the way, not every song will have a piano part in it. So you need to listen to the general groove of the song and try to play something in the same vibe. So we're going to start with this idea that is in the introduction and this pattern in 8 notes. So we could do like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So it's really like 8-note pattern here. In this song, if you take a listen, we can actually hear that he's playing some accent on each beat when we play the 8 notes. So if we add this to our pattern, we could have like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I'm adding the C here because that's what happens in the song. And the F sus2. So from our step 1, we were playing only the chords, but now I'm adding the 8 notes pattern that is only a rhythm pattern to these chords. So we can can add this like this. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And on the left hand, we can keep it simple and just go with an octaves or add a little bit of rhythm here. You could also add arpeggios. Arpeggios are great for piano. Something like that. So it's basically 1, 5, 1 of the chord I'm playing. And we could keep this idea, this rhythm idea for the whole song because I'm pretty sure that it's pretty much what he's doing. By the way, you could also decide to be creative and change the groove of the song and try something like, we can go like, just to show you how different it can sound with the same chord, it's the same song, but we can create something completely different just by changing the rhythm. So really the idea is to pick something, choose something, if you want to get closer to the real song. Keep it with the groove of the song, but if you want to explore a little bit and create something else, you can actually do another rhythm. Another idea we could do is just like get inspired by Adele and maybe go with some arpeggios like Adele. Just like that, we have a completely new accompaniment. So the rhythm that you're going to be using is really important. And to recap, what style is it in? Is it a ballad, a country song, a rock song? That's going to change the way you play the song. And then listen to the original song to see what can you play, what groove can you add to this to sound in the same vibe as the original. Or you can be creative and create another version of this song using a different pattern. All right, now at step 3, this is where we want to take our accompaniment and push it to the next level. So, by the way, you could play and have fun just with step 1 and 2. You could stay there, just learn the chords, add a little bit of rhythm, and keep it just this way. But if you want to push it a little bit and you're maybe a little bit more advanced, I want to show you how you can add different pattern and maybe add some licks, some feels to this accompaniment that we're creating here, because this is really like the next step that is gonna make you sound just like a pro. And by the way, if you need some ideas for your feels and licks that you can add to your accompaniment, I created a video on this. I'm gonna drop the link just below in the description. Alright, so let's go back to the accompaniment we had in 8 notes and see what we could do to just change maybe a little bit and get more interesting in this accompaniment. So, we had... So just like I mentioned in the song, we could keep this idea for the whole song. But since we're creating an arrangement on the piano, we can actually move things around. So one thing we could do is maybe add some arpeggios at the end of each bar when we're changing the chord. Let me show you. So we could do like... like I'm still using the 8 notes, but instead of keeping the same pattern, I'm moving things around, just adding those 3 notes that are actually the arpeggios. We can go down as well, going to F. I can add the note on the top and add the arpeggios here. So arpeggios are really cool because it's pretty easy. It's the same note that you're actually already playing, but instead of playing it as a chord, you can play it separately and create these arpeggios. So that is a very simple trick that you can add to this type of accompaniment, is arpeggios moving around like this. Another cool thing we can add is maybe chord inversion moving up and down in this accompaniment. So what if we go like... fact that this idea in 8 notes just is moving around and we're adding some stuff in the accompaniment. And one of the things that I did mixing with this chord inversion is actually using sixths. And that is something so cool that you can add and so simple that you can add to your accompaniment. So if I add some sixths, you can see it adds just a little bit more than just playing the 8 notes in your accompaniment. So adding some fills and licks to your accompaniment is gonna add some melody and make it really unique to you. So try to have fun with this and only start with 1 of 2 ideas before you add more. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and just to recap the 3 steps to create your own accompaniment at the piano. You need to first learn the chords, very important, chord inversion, and follow the structure. The step 2, you need to figure out the rhythm you want to be playing. What comping are you going to be using? What is the groove you want for this song? And then you can add the next level ideas with the fills and licks and make this even more interesting. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this video will help you create beautiful piano accompaniment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button just below this video to never miss a new lesson. Bye for now.